Hello everyone, my name is Derpy Guinea, and welcome back to another video. For this year's spooky video, I'll be talking about one of the many things that shouldn't exist in this world, mascots. Whether they're mascots to entertain children, seasonal characters, or mascots to help cheer on your favorite team, hell, if they're even drawn crazy, I want nothing to do with them. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in my phobia video. If you haven't watched that yet, please do, it'll help me out a lot. But there is a phobia of mascots out there. Now, I wouldn't directly say my fear is at phobia level anymore, but I do wince every now and then depending on the type of character. And oh, it was not fun making this video at all. This was actually very hard for me. If you could like the video, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. Very long intro out of the way. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Yes, good old Charles Entertainment Cheese. He has had many different changes throughout the years. I may be a little bit biased because I did work there once upon a time, so I was very used to his newer design. Yes, I had to wear the suit, and yes, it was as awful as you could ever imagine. But I prefer his new look now compared to the one I grew up with, because, what is that? Heck, I'd prefer all the other ones before the very first mascot, because what in the ever-loving hell is that?
Oh my goodness!
Some of the old pictures I found made this costume look way more cursed than it should be. Like, ew. Why? There's no way they thought of children while creating this. Like, they're smiling for the camera, but I know they're not enjoying it one bit.
Help me!
Run away, kid. He's literally strangling you right now. The animatronics aren't any better either. I swear, every time I had to clean the party section, that thing's head would always move to where I would be. It didn't matter what area I would be in, I look up and he's trying to sing to me. Like, I'm not interested in you, Chuck, you got the wrong one. And it's like in my area in particular, you'd always get a different animatronic every place you go. The one I worked at had the newest model. Some of the ones I used to go to as a kid had the terrifying 1992 version with the rest of the cast, and I even saw an 80s one a while back. I think having the mascots pop up with the animatronics is a little too much. Way too much overstimulation if you ask me. That's why I tried to stay away as much as I could as a kid. I audibly gasped seeing this thing while doing the research for this video. The fact that his mouth is constantly open and his lifeless eyes penetrate through your own into your very soul, everything about this thing screams, I can sense your fear, you are no longer safe. I guess someone finally noticed how disgusting this thing was and changed it to his newer design. A tad bit better, but still uncanny nonetheless. I don't know, I think it's something about the mouth that irritates me. Ugh. And it looks like New Orleans still didn't get the message with their creepy mascots, because there's another one I had to add on this list, and that is... Apologies for the jump scare, but I had to. Why does this exist? Someone please explain to me. I'm waiting. He comes out during the Carnival season and Mardi Gras because he's based off of a Mardi Gras tradition. Someone makes a king cake and places a little baby toy in a slice. Whoever gets that slice with the baby will have good luck and have to host the next party. I understand traditions are important, but I think it's reasonable to drop this one. The pelican can sense your fear. This one knows your whole identity. This giant man-child was not a good idea. Surely there are other traditions that could have been made into a mascot. I don't know, why not like a nice-looking mascot with a mask that throws beads at people? Call him the bead hero or something. I don't know. Just anything but this, please. This one I have personal beef with. For some reason, this mascot would come to my middle school, specifically during lunch. Have no idea why, probably had something to do with the honor roll. Anyways, I would always be freaked out by it, and my friends would try to summon it over our table so it could mess with me. I still remember one time I was in the lunch line getting food, knowing I didn't have money for it, but I would do it anyways. As I was walking out the section to go to my table, out of the corner of my eye was the armadillo. Had to be 10 feet close, walking straight towards me. Being completely unaware he was there, I obviously screamed and dashed back to the lunch line. Needless to say, I was the laughingstock amongst my peers. My table clowned me that entire lunch period. I honestly don't get how no one else was scared of that thing. He was huge and his toothy smile was always so off-putting. He looked so devious. He looks like he would set your house on fire and wouldn't bat an eye about it. So yeah, what's his name? Andy? You better count your days, because if I ever catch you in the streets, it's on sight. I'm not a little girl anymore. You gotta catch these hands. I put coyote in parentheses because there's no way in hell that abomination is a freaking coyote. It could pass as a kangaroo, a rabbit, a jackalope, some kind of insect, literally anything other than what it's supposed to be. That ain't no coyote. I was so curious I had to look up why they made its eyes like that, and coyotes don't have slit pupils. I have no idea where they got that from. I was unfortunate enough to find a video of his eyes falling out, and I'm not proud to admit, I screamed at the sight of it. I did not expect his eyes to shift into such a position. I can only imagine the poor kids witnessing that live. But honestly, if it had normal looking mascot eyes, reduced cheeks, and have some resemblance of, I don't know, a coyote, it wouldn't be a bad looking mascot. But no, they wanted to be creative with this design. Creativity isn't always a good thing, you know. Lastly, we have the most feared mascot of them all, infamous for traumatizing children from all across the world, the mall Easter Bunny. Remember earlier when I said traditions need to be dropped? This one definitely needs to be extinguished. Every bunny I came across or seen pictures of should be in jail with how horrendous they look. One of the pictures I found, I refuse to believe it's real. This is something straight out of your worst nightmare. Imagine walking past a dark alleyway and seeing this thing stand in the middle looking straight ahead. I'm sitting down and accepting my fate. There's just no running from that. I grew up with two different bunnies, the brown one and the glasses one. I'm not even joking when I say majority of the pictures I found with the brown one had little kids crying in them. I'm not sure if I ever took a picture with it, but I was always deathly afraid to pass it as I thought it was going to get up and follow me. I don't have many memories on the glasses one, other than maybe like 2 years ago I kept looking behind me because it was close while I was trying to shop with my boyfriend, and it kept waving at me. It must have sensed my fear because at one point we were really far from it and it was still waving at me. And no one else was around, so I know he was waving just at me, trying to be funny or whatever. That's the one thing about people underneath the suits. You cannot show your fear or they'll mess with you until you crash out. Happened to me way too many times as a kid. Why they purposely want to do that to children or grown people, I have no idea. But one day they're gonna catch the right person. But yeah, parents, stop traumatizing your kids. They are not having a good time. Phew, the video's finally over. This was a rough one to finish. If you made it this long, I thank y'all so much for watching. Are there any mascots you find disturbing? If so, comment down below. Please do me a favor and palm that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you have a happy Halloween if you celebrate it. Until the next video, Derpy out.